Hello, hello. We are back with a review of the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. I remember when this palette first came out, when it was new, I feel like there was a little bit of disappointment, maybe you could say even a little bit of drama, because the way that this looks on the outside, I don't think translated very well to what's inside this palette. It kind of reminds me of the Manny MUA fall palette. The outside of the palette was very winter looking, but the inside of his palette was very fall looking, and it was kind of confusing. So I think when people saw this and they looked at this palette from this Dragon Eyeshadow palette, which has all the ingredients there in the back, you pull it out. This is Dragon Eye on the back, and on the front is this amazing artwork. It is so pretty. It shifts in the light. It is very shifty. It is textured, so you can feel it. It's bumpy, it's raised, it's really cool. It's a really intense looking dragon. And I think when people saw this, they thought that the looks in here were going to be very dazzling, very intense, very dramatic, very glam. Now, when we open this up, I feel like people were disappointed. I'm gonna be honest, I was too. I was very disappointed when I saw the inside. I was like, that's not what I imagined at all. But now that I've tried it, listen, I remember watching that Teresa is Dead video, and she liked this palette, and she's like, you gotta give this palette a chance. Give it a chance. And because of her, I feel like that is why I ended up buying this What's Up Beauty palette. I have this What's Up Beauty palette, and then I also had this Geode palette that I tried recently that I did not like. And it was very pastel, and I feel maybe a little too cool toned for me. So while I thought the looks I did were okay, I try to live by a very, if it doesn't spark joy, why keep it? And that's how I keep my collection in check. I've said this before, you probably will never see a declutter video on my channel, because as soon as I know that I don't like a palette and that I will not use a palette or reach for it again or think about it again, y'all, I create boxes and I give it away to friends and family. I don't have it sit around. I want someone else to use it and love it as soon as possible. I don't want this stuff sitting around. So for that Geode palette, I gave that away. I gave it away to someone who wears very neutral looks, and I thought they might like it because it was a very toned down. I think it's a very toned down. This, I was expecting to kind of feel the same way. This is crazy. This was so pretty. I did not expect to like this as much as I actually do. You can already see the shift on this shade right here. Let's see if we can capture it. I think it looks gold now. You move it and you get this crazy shift. It is really pretty. I love the tones in here. The tones in here with the mattes are like intense enough to see it. It's very romantic. This palette is more of like what I think of like a romantic Renaissance look, if that makes sense. So I do feel like it does fit the dragon theme. I think you might be a little misled and think it's a little bit more intense than it is, but this is more of, I would call it romantic dragon. Not Imagine Dragon, romantic dragon. Let's swatch some of these shades. I absolutely loved, let's see, Breath and Spikes. I want to swatch these lighter shades. And then Creature. These all showed on my face, and you can see here, they're very natural. It's a neutral brown, you got this purple, you got this pink, nothing crazy. These worked so well as background shades for this palette. They're not what's like powdery. Like, you can see the shade, even though this looks so light. Let's see if I can even get to see. This looks so light, but you can see it, and these are amazing colors as a backdrop. As a backdrop for these shades. My camera died. I had to fix the batteries. Okay, so this is really pretty. I love. It's there. It's pigmented. It's soft. It's romantic. I really like that. It's hard to say which of these shades I really loved, because I think they were all just so beautiful and so intense. I can't. Like, I honestly don't even know. Let's just do some at random, because I honestly don't remember. I think every shade in here was beautiful. I feel like every shade in here was super intense, very pigmented. Let's see. Maybe some of the shades, like this one, are a bit flaky, but still workable. So that's not a problem for me, but just so you know, they are a little flaky. They're more like a flaky shimmer. Look at that. Let's swatch this one. They're very pretty. I guess you would call them maybe like foiled shimmers, right? Like when they're kind of like flakes like that. There is, I think I recall Teresa talking about this as well. There's a little bit of fallout, but not enough to really deter me from wearing this palette. I can just clean up my face, but I love the shimmers in this palette. I think they're freaking beautiful. Like I said, I feel like this palette is just very, look how much product I still have on my fingers. I feel like this product is just very romantic, and it's probably one of the softer palettes in my collection that I like. I'm definitely keeping this one. I don't have a lot of soft palettes. I've said it before, I'll say it again for this video. I love the glam, I love the kapow, I love pigment, I like bright colors. That's what I wear for my everyday. I like to wear a lot of bright colors, and this is really nice. I have, at this point, a good handful of simple, more toned down palettes that I've finally kind of started getting into, and I'm definitely adding this one to my collection. I think this is so pretty. Don't be deceived from the outside. This is still really nice from the inside. I do think people were kind of thrown off by maybe like the pink in here, but I mean, if you really look at the shades, you're looking at pink and purple on these scales, on these highlights. So I mean, I don't know, I think at first glance you may think it may not fit the bill and it's not what it actually says it is, but I think it really does, it really completes its promise. I think this fits well if you really think about it, and I know that might be, again, disappointing for some people, but I really like it. I think this is a good palette. I think this is one of those palettes that if you want to try something out from What's Up Beauty, this is the palette to try. I feel like to date this is probably their most popular palette because people were just really blown away, which there's a mirror in there, really blown away by the artwork of the outside packaging. But other than that, I think this is a great palette. I'm keeping it. Y'all have a great day.